And one of the lessons that I learned is to make sure you're prepared, right? So this week, I'm going to make sure I'm prepared with my mason jars of protein shakes that I'm going to take to the gym with me, and make sure when I'm done working out, before I even get into my vehicle, I'm going to make sure I down my protein shake. Welcome to the Success Fitness Podcast. I am your host, Christian Evans. This podcast is for women and men over 30 who wants to achieve success in their fitness journey. And I'm going to help you do just that. But first, I have to ask you, when is the best time to take in your protein shake? Is it pre-workout or post-workout? I'm going to have that answer for you in today's podcast. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Are you looking for a personal trainer that will focus on you to help achieve success in your fitness journey? If yes, please book your in-person or Zoom one-on-one personal training sessions with me, Christian Evans, at christiansweightsuccess.net.
Thank you for joining me in today's podcast. I really appreciate your time and support. So hopping right into it. When is the best time to take in your protein shake? Pre-workout, post-workout, or both? I came across this article titled, When to Drink Protein Shakes, Before or After Your Workout, on mensjournal.com, written by Rachel Schultz on September 14th, 2022. So we're going to hop right into it. Wondering when to drink protein shakes for weight loss and muscle building? Here's exactly when and how much protein to take down. Drag your butt to the gym, slay your session, down a protein shake within 30 minutes, and go on with your day. We all know the formula to carve killer muscles, right? Yet, is this really when you should drink your protein shake? It is crucial to consume protein within 30 to 45 minutes after your workout, but that's at a minimum, says Chris Jordan, CSCS Director of Exercise Physiology at the Johnson & Johnson Human Performance Institute. The half-hour window is heavily influenced by, well, a lot of things. Plus, there's 23 and a half other hours in the day to consider. You need to be consuming sufficient protein each day and every day, both workout and rest days, evenly distributed across multiple meals to help optimize repair and growth. I recently purchased some mason jar lids because I have quite a few mason jars without them, and I wanted to pre-make my protein shake. I have this Muscle Milk protein powder. It's 25 grams per scoop. I am a advocate for it. I'm not getting endorsed by it or anything. It would really be nice. But I really believe in a protein shake that really fills their protein powder up to the top, right? And I'm always looking for just efficiency, right, in my busy day. And I wanted to start pre-making my protein shakes, at least to have when I get home from the gym, right? Usually I'm training anywhere between 1 to 3 clients all back to back in the morning time. And after I finish working out, I'm usually headed to the store to buy some groceries. I'm headed to Sam's. You all know how I love to frequent at Sam's Club because I'm meal prepping, whether it be for clients or myself or just in general. And then a lot of times I cannot get to my protein shakes within 30 to 45 minutes of post-workout, right? And I've noticed how much of a difference that does make. So by the time I get home, it's usually about an hour and a half or 2 hours after I finish working out. And at that time, my eating habits are just off. It's just crazy, or how I feel. And just with that being said, it is very important to get in your protein post-workout. Now, I know I don't do the best at it, but I have a plan. I have a goal, and that's why I bought the lids to the protein shakes. I bought the lids to the mason jar. That way I can go ahead and pre-make some. I have a video that I've yet to edit. You all know I'll have a lot of just different videos just on backlog that I haven't edited, but I did make a tutorial, and hopefully by the end of this podcast I can get it done by simply just some almond milk and about 2 scoops of protein shakes, 2 scoops of protein powder. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place this morning. I think it's the coffee kicking in, but 2 scoops of the protein powder, and then shake it up in your mason jar, and I set it in the refrigerator. Now I'm going to do a better job at least carrying it with me to the gym now, right? So as soon as I'm done, I just down the down the protein shake, and it'll help me save some money so I won't have to keep buying protein shakes at the gym. You know what? I've been jonesing for pizza lately, but I'm trying to get better at eating better, not eating out so much, and subscribing to the we got food at home mentality. So I chose to cook what I bought from Sam's. Salmon prices have been so high, but Sam's had it $5 off today. Last week, I found a bag of quinoa there for about $8. Since my vegetable supply of meal prep is running low, I also picked up some fresh broccoli. By the time I realized it, I had cooked everything in my e-cookbook, What to Meal Prep for Beginners. Not only will you get 3 recipes for one high-protein meal under 600 calories, you'll also get a free workout ebook. Get 10% off when you sign up to my weekly newsletter. The link will be in the description and the link tree in my bio. Download your copy today. What is the ideal protein shake schedule to build bulk? Well, to get to that, first, a quick biology refresher. When you strength train, you're actually damaging the muscles, causing small tears to the muscle tissue. It sounds bad, but this is what stimulates the muscle to repair itself and come back even stronger and bigger, Jordan explains. In order to repair, though, your muscles need amino acids, the building blocks of protein and energy to do the job. Number 1, post-workout. Why do people always talk about getting nutrients into your body within 30 minutes of a workout? Because protein uptake is faster immediately after a workout, so you're better served to start a recovery process as soon as possible, Jordan explains. Going back to what I said earlier about just having my protein shake in the mason jar just with me. So when I'm done, before I leave the gym, I just go ahead and down it. That way I can make sure there's no delays in getting that protein in. Back to the article. Think about it like this. Your body has burned through all those nutrients and hormones to power your workout. So you're asking it to recover on nothing until you refill those stores. So as soon as you can, post-workout, down a shake with about 20 to 30 grams of protein. Now, again, going back, this is why I'm going to start with me first, is I need to make sure I carry my pre-made protein shake to the gym. Now, if you don't have time to, let's say, prep your protein shakes, I'm a advocate of the Premier protein shakes. They're about 30 grams of protein, 30 grams of protein per shake. I like all flavors. Well, not all. I like quite a few. I like the vanilla. I like the chocolate, the caramel, the cookies and cream, the peanut butter and chocolate. Had the root beer. It's okay. The cinnamon one, I think it's cinnamon bun or something like that. It's good, but cinnamon dries my throat out after so many. So I have to kind of be careful with that, but it is good. The strawberries and cream, that one is good. I've had the birthday cake. That one is good. That was recommended by somebody in my Facebook group, Success Fitness Family, and that one was very good. The other one that I have not tried is the banana one. And I think there's like one more. I think there's a pumpkin spice that just came out. It's pumpkin spice season, so all that's out there. So I'm not for sure if I want to go that route. Going back to the article, while that 30-minute window is true to an extent, the best time to down your post-workout protein shake is actually influenced by what your pre-workout eating routine was. In 2013, meta-analysis in the Journal of International Society of Sports Nutrition found that timing your pre and post exercise meals to be within 3 to 4 hours of one another was more important to muscle growth and recovery than any post-workout window alone. Let me read that again. In 2013, meta-analysis in the Journal of International Society of Sports Nutrition found that timing your pre and post exercise meals to be within 3 to 4 hours of one another is more important to muscle growth and recovery than any post-workout window alone. That means if you eat a protein bar with around 20 to 30 grams of protein, ideally 30 minutes before spending an hour in the weight room, you have 2.5 hours to drink that shake and build optimal bulk. Why? Muscle glycogen, which comes from carbohydrates, is our primary source of energy fueling workouts, Jordan explains. If glycogen levels are low, like from going too long without eating, your body will begin to break protein down during exercise to provide some energy, Jordan explains. Loading up on protein and carbs before a workout helps keep you fueled to the finish line and keeps your body from eating up those protein pools during exercise so that it can tap into them immediately after. Now, with this being said, I've tried drinking a protein shake pre-workout and it's cool. And maybe I just had too much, but I started to feel a little off midway through my workout. Now, that could be one because I had too much in it. I put a banana in there and some peanut butter, along with 2 scoops of protein powder, and my base was almond milk. Or I probably had my base of a 30-gram Premier protein shake. So I had about 80 grams of protein post-workout. Now, if you want to know if that is safe or not, you got to go back to my past podcast where I covered how much protein is enough protein. And you can just go through that, looking, through my YouTube or wherever you're listening to right now, YouTube, Spotify or Apple. But in comparison to my normal routine of sometimes I may drink a juice, about 32 ounces of juice, fresh pressed juice before a workout, or I may have a watermelon smoothie pre-workout. But when I tried the protein pre-workout, my body just didn't care for that. I'm not saying that your body is not going to care for that. I'm just telling you my body just didn't care for that. And there was a lot of factors going into that. It just could have been too much, with the protein in regards to it being too much on my body at that point in time in the morning, because I like to work out in the morning. I feel my body is most optimal in the morning to work out, and it was just off from my normal routine. And I just didn't care for it. I just didn't care for how it made me feel. I kind of felt sluggish kind of midway through my workout. And I powered through it. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't like the feeling. I wasn't less stronger. I wasn't, lagging in strength or anything like that. I just went through a phase where maybe my body was trying to digest that at that time. I'm not 100% for sure. All I know is that I really didn't care for the protein pre-workout. Back to the article. Rest days. As for days where you don't make it to the gym and aren't doing fresh damage to your muscles, do everything exactly the same, Jordan advises. Muscle recovery, repair, and growth starts after your workout and continues for days, he explains. Peak muscle inflammation, what we feel as soreness, may not even reach its pinnacle for 48 hours post-sweat session. So, DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. This is why you may not feel sore the next day, but the day after that session. Insufficient protein intake on any given day can decrease protein synthesis and impair muscle repair and growth over the short and long term, he adds. Bummer that a rest day for your body can't be a rest day from your meal plan. But think of it this way. Even when you skip a workout or two, keeping your protein schedule consistent means your muscles can still reap some benefit from the couch. And that concludes today's article, When to Drink Protein Shakes Before or After Your Workout. And it is on mensjournal.com and it was written by Rachel Schultz on September 14th, 2022. And I will have this link in the description so you can go back to it and read for yourself for reference. So going back to the last paragraph of your rest days, I like the insertion of a little joke when it says, bummer that a rest day for your body can't be a rest day for your meal plan. But, a lot of times when we rest, we think that we can eat what we want. And true enough, you can eat what you want. True enough, you can eat what you want as long as you know your daily caloric intake. And if you do not know your daily caloric intake, download my free ebook. How many calories should I eat? It's a guide with knowing or for knowing your daily caloric and macro intake, your macros, your carbs, your fats, and your protein. So as long as you have your daily caloric intake, you should be in good shape to know what you can and cannot eat. No pun intended on good shape. But yeah, I have those times and those days to where I feel like, hey, I can eat what I want in regards to my rest day, right? But as long as you keep that protein schedule up and keep that protein schedule as if you were working out, then you should, in theory, be all good. It's just about consistency. With all these articles that I'm reading to you, and I've been reading off for the past, let's say 4 or 5 podcast episodes, especially with protein. One thing that is consistent in all of these is your ability to be consistent. One thing that is true in your fitness journey is your ability to be consistent. How often can you repeat the same successful strategy, right? And how often are you going to repeat the same unsuccessful strategy? So it's consistency in both ways, right? So you have to look at things of where you want to be consistent at. Do you want to be consistent in success, or do you want to be consistent in non-success? Now, granted, we cannot be perfect. We are not perfect, but there's no problem with striving for greatness, right? I don't really subscribe 100% to subscribing to perfection, because I believe that can build some unhealthy practices, but there's no problem with striving for greatness. You should want to strive for success. You should want to strive for greatness, and there will be peaks and there will be valleys, and you have to be able to understand and discern how to navigate through both of them. Meaning, like, we can be in these valleys, right? And we can look up, like, that's where I want to be. I want to be at that peak, right? And we can devise a plan and work our way to get to the top. But when we get to the top, what is our plan to stay there? Right? And to go to the other peak, it may not be a straight walk. You may have to go down. You may have to go back down to another valley in order to find a different plan, a different strategy, in order to be able to climb up to get to that other peak. And that's one thing that I'm starting to understand about this fitness journey, about my fitness journey over the years, is peaks and valleys. And when I'm down in the valley, I get down. Mentally, I get down about myself and, where to go from here if I didn't succeed at what I set myself out to initially. I feel some type of way. I can get down on myself, but then I find the spirit. I find the love within myself, and I recenter myself to build strength to get to that other peak, to that next peak, to that next peak, right? I couldn't find a more influential word. I'll just stay right there. But when I get to that peak, I'm like, yeah, I'm here. You do the Rocky, running up the stairs, and the hands in the air, and you're just running around in a circle like, I'm here. And it's like, okay, now what? And it's like, oh, did I have a plan to stay here? Well, what's the next goal? And then you may see another goal, and you're like, okay, I have to achieve that one. And you go through that same cycle again. So if you can repeat and be consistent in successful practices, a successful mindset, you can get to where you want to get to. You can get to where you want to get to in your fitness journey. Just know that everything won't be at the mountaintop all the time, and everything won't be at the valley all the time. It's a healthy balance. True enough, ideally, I want to be at the peak more than I want to be at the valley. But even in the valley, you get to learn more. You get to learn more about yourself. You get to learn what it takes to get to that peak. And while you're at the peak, you get to learn more too. What is it like to be at the top? What is it like to stay here? And it's all these lessons that personally I'm learning through both. And one of the lessons that I learned is to make sure you're prepared, right? So this week, I'm going to make sure I'm prepared with my mason jars of protein shakes that I'm going to take to the gym with me, and make sure when I'm done working out, before I even get into my vehicle, I'm going to make sure I down my protein shakes. You should go ahead and try that too. So what's the best time to take in your protein shakes? For me, I will say post-workout. Now, for you, I want you to experiment. I want you to try for, let's say, a week, doing it pre-workout and post-workout, or strictly just pre or strictly just post. You have to find the best schedule for you. But far as for me, post-workout just works out just better. In the morning time, my pre-workout is coffee. I think I need to make some sweaters and some shirts and some hoodies and some merch and all that kind of stuff. My pre-workout is coffee. And that just works better for me. That actually works better for me. I don't really have a problem with, let's say, protein just intake on, let's say, knowing that I have to take some in, but it's just more so my preparation for it, right? That is my issue. Now that I've told you about my newly acquired mason jar lids with my current mason jars, and I'm going to make my protein shakes in my mason jars, and I'm really liking mason jars. They clean out a lot better. Even if you end up leaving one in the vehicle for a day or two. Yes, the smell still is going to be rancid, but it's so easier to clean out. And the smell leaves a lot quicker once you wash it, as opposed to a plastic shaker or a plastic container or whatever. That's just personal. So, my answer as far as when's the best time to take it, going back to the article about the uptake in protein intake and the ability for your body to pretty much process it a lot better, after you get through breaking down those muscles and tearing down those muscles. Your body's more open to receive that protein, far as from how I read it. It's more open to receiving that protein, post-workout. So that is my best practice and my best time to take in my protein. So you let me know in the comment section, when is the best time for you, or when is the best time that you prefer to take in your protein, pre-workout or post-workout. If you found inspiration in today's podcast and would like to support, then sign up to my weekly newsletter, the Success Fitness Newsletter. You'll get access to my free ebook, How Many Calories Should I Eat? It's a guide with resources within to find your daily caloric and macro intake to ensure success in reaching your fitness goals. You'll also get access to my private Facebook community, Success Fitness Family, and weekly emails when this podcast publishes every Sunday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. The link to sign up to the Success Fitness Newsletter will be in the description. Thank you for listening to the Success Fitness Podcast. And remember this, if it's not making you stronger, chant more weight, more weight, more weight. Peace out. Imagine a non-pharmaceutical performance device that can help you breathe easy, reduce exercise fatigue, and shortness of breath, all while improving your cardio performance. It's called the Breather Fit. The Breather Fit is evidence-based, drug-free respiratory muscle training, or RMT for short. It's designed to help athletes of all levels, elite military professionals, first responders, and people with physically demanding roles like you to gain an elite performance edge. Unlike most other respiratory trainers, Breather Fit trains both inspiratory and expiratory muscles. The independent dial system allows you to create highly targeted training protocols as well. With over 2 million units sold, Breather Fit is the next evolution in RMT. It was developed from the success of the Breather Health device. It has also been used in clinical applications to help chronic respiratory illness and help patients regain function and quality of life. Simply put, the RMT protocol designed to work with Breather Fit means working out more effectively and accelerated recovery from your workout. With Breather Fit, all it takes is 10 breaths for 2 sets, twice a day, 6 days a week. You can also record your performance to get useful and timely feedback with the Breather Coach app. Breather Fit is your secret weapon to maximize performance and meet your personal best. With Breather Fit, you work hard, but breathe easy. Use my code FITBREATHE at checkout to get 20% off at pnmedical.com/product/breather-fit. The link will be in my show notes.